I gotta tell you, I loved this movie, and I actually wanted to start because with a tweet that I read. It went viral like 2 days ago, and I felt like it really put into context why a movie like Fire Island is so important. They wrote, "White characters being queer always got to be hinted at. Boy looks at another boy for 11 seconds, and we got to take it and celebrate and make it more than what they gave." And yet, right? And yet,
yeah, totally.
In the first 5 seconds, I mean, it is clear. It is gay, gay, gay.
This week is sacred. We're going to Fire Island.
And this is why straight people hate us.
And also heteronormativity, Judeo-Christian pathology.
So Joel, like, was that, obviously the movie is so much more than that, but was that kind of like the goal when you started to write this, is to make a rom-com for queer people, where queer people could see themselves up on screen for longer than 11 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that for me, setting it in a place like Fire Island where there are no straight people really opened up this world where I didn't feel beholden, or I didn't feel like I had to be pedantic or educate straight people on like what our world is. You know, I could just allow these queer characters to live their authentic lives and sort of navigate that world like we all do, without having to like stop every 5 seconds and be like, and this is what this means, and this is, you know, and like there are no longing glances. There's just full penetration.
Or sometimes not, if that's your thing.
Yeah, sometimes not.
Y'all look like you had the best time making this movie. Conrad and Matt, what memories immediately come to mind about your time filming On the Pines?
I think just being able to spend 2 weeks in the same house under the same roof was, I mean, just the opportunity of a lifetime. I feel like I'm surprised that we got paid, because it felt like we were just hanging out and having fun a lot of the time.
Felt like Summer on the Pines, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is I think what I'll always take from this experience is that I became closer with, you know, my sisters, Bowen and Joel, who I never thought I could become closer with, but we definitely did. But then also like adding members of a chosen family, which is this entire cast. And this cast really became so close. And by the end of shooting, I remember when everyone wrapped, we were crying. Like it was truly, we wrapped, the last thing we shot was the underwear party. And which kind of felt fitting because we worked up to it.
What a way to go out,
But yeah, and I remember just like, that was such an emotional night, and it's such a testament to how much love there was on set. And, you know, watching the movie, it really reads that this is a group of people that loved each other. And
it was I think one of the telling things is that when we were all shooting group scenes, nobody would hang out in their trailers. Everybody would stand at the steps, like sit outside together. And then Matt and Bowen and Tomas doing Nicki Minaj like numbers in front of for all of us.
Oh, you got a free show.
It was like, and sometimes when it was a scene or like a sequence where not everyone was there, we were like, where's this person? You know, it was always like, you know, the best times when we were all together doing those set pieces, like the scene where we had the dinner, where Margaret's sitting at the head of the table at the house. Like that was such a great night. And there was these remember how big those bugs were?
Oh my God.
Don't look at me like you don't remember the bugs.
No, I'm not looking at you because of that.
Well, can we please talk about Margaret Cho in this? I mean, how much fun did y'all have working with her, and why was she the perfect matriarch for this chosen family?
Well, I mean, I think Margaret had to go through sort of a gauntlet every day of gay boys pulling her aside and telling her how much she meant to them. I think every single person in the cast had a moment
waited
like that.
a week.
And it was, I mean, it's just, I think she was formative. You know, her work has been formative for all of us. So I think it was like huge. And it was a nice sort of like nod to that, to have her be our mom. For the week.
And she would just spin a yarn, like, and tell you a story about like something that happened in the Pines or in Cherry Grove when she would come in the past. And, you know, just someone who's witnessed so much. I feel like that was just such a perfect grounding presence to have.
That's a cliche, but I mean, to say that she paved the way for every single one of us is an understatement.
It's so true. I feel like she's a pioneer in so many ways, and that's what made, I don't know, her being this so special and full circle. And not only is this movie a celebration of the queer experience, but it does feature a predominantly Asian American cast. So, I mean, Bowen, for you, how empowering does it feel to be part of, I don't know, this kind of representation in this film on screen?
Well, with what what we've been talking about is that you go to Fire Island and you feel like this weight has been lifted off. You don't have to explain yourself and explain your queerness. And the way that Joel wrote it is that, you know, that kind of is seamlessly worked in. And I feel the same way in terms of the intersectionality of it. I felt the same way in terms of my Asian identity, you know, like these characters don't walk around going, this is what being Asian is like, this is what being Asian is like. It's kind of hinted at or just touching the surface and towing some line. I feel like this was, I've been lucky enough to be on sets where it has been predominantly Asian, and this felt like something even more special just to have that, those interlocked pieces of queerness and Asianness.
And then, of course, you can't have a gay movie without little Britney Spears. I mean, Joel, what inspired the Britney Spears Sometimes karaoke moment? Like, why was that the perfect song choice?
I mean, it was Bowen's choice, actually. It was always written into the script that Bowen would sing karaoke in that moment. And I asked Bowen for a list of songs that he'd be comfortable singing. And Sometimes was sort of the top choice, and we were able to get it. And adding Matt and Tomas was like later. And again, I was saying like Matt and Tomas created that choreography without telling anybody.
Really?
It was a shock and surprise to everybody when we started shooting it. And I just can't, it's my favorite scene in the movie, for sure.
So good. And then the cover at the end too, I thought that was a nice little book.
Oh my God, I can cry.
A testament to what can happen when you shoot your shot in someone's DMs, because I literally, they came about because I DM'd Muna on Twitter.
Bowen, I want to ask you about all the changes coming to SNL next season. I mean, how hard was that last day on set with 80 and with Pete and Kate?
It was so emotional. It is just these four people who have defined what that show is in the last decade, and distinct presences, distinct voices, and four people who were sort of the best to ever do it. And I haven't worked there when they haven't. So it's going to be an interesting sort of envisioning of the show and recalibration, but I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna miss trend forecasters, that's for sure. I want to end on a tweet since I started with the tweet. Joel, you actually commented on this. Fire Island will be much discussed deservedly. It's great, smart, sexy, nuanced. I do worry that in all the deserved discussion, the exquisite shapeliness of Ricamora's legs will go uncommented upon. I will not brook.
What? Oh. Yeah. This is why I'm off of all of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think we should have gotten more long shots of Conrad's entire body.
E.T. should dedicate one story to his legs.
Yeah.
I think that's why you need to get that
exquisite shapeliness of them.
Exquisite shapeliness.